YouTube. Today, I want to talk about the dream that I had last night. I want to say it was like a past life regression. Slash lucid dreaming. I don't know if any of you have ever had a past life regression slash lucid dreaming. Honestly, I don't know anybody that had those two together. The first part of the dream, I found myself in a large room. I really can't give you detail because my mind wasn't set on how the large room looked, but I do know that I was fighting a monster, to be exact. The monster was colorful, and I was on the floor. The monster was on the floor, and he was pulling his body to grab my legs. He was scratching my legs as I was trying to pull my body. Mind you, I don't know why I couldn't stand up. I just know that I was on the floor, pulling to get away from him, and each time I would pull to get away from him, it seemed like he would come closer and scratch my legs. So, I want to say for the first few seconds of whatever have you for the dream, I was fighting this monster, and it was consistently of both of us on the floor as he was reaching his body to pull my legs, to scratch it. I was trying to get away by pulling my body to get away from him. Eventually, I managed to get up. But the thing is, when I got up, I found, first of all, if my body felt heavy. My body didn't feel light, so it felt like something was pulling me down while I was trying to get up. And I was so mad. I wasn't scared. I would say I was more mad. My body was heavy, and I was fighting so hard to get away. I was fighting so hard to get away from this monster, and I noticed anytime I would look back to see how far the monster was behind me, I would lose energy. So I stopped looking, and eventually I went through another door and I escaped the monster. But guess what? I popped into another dream. I'm eating cantaloupe. So any of you out there wondering what I'm eating, that's what I'm eating. So anyway, once I got out of that room with the monster, I not jumped, but I appeared, I want to say, in a bathroom, inside the bathroom. I happened to be using the toilet, and in front of me, not too far from me, was a nurse, and she had like a table. I don't know what she was doing on the table, but in my dream, it felt normal. Oh, I left something out. Before I got to the part with the nurse, once I entered the other room, another monster tried to attack me. monster tried to attack me, and it wasn't as big as the other monster. It was like a baby monster, and it grabbed onto my leg. I want to say I kicked it, and it hit the floor. And I remember turning around to look at the monster, and when I turned around, as it was trying to get itself adjusted over the floor, I remember feeling scared. And when I felt scared, the monster grew. It grew bigger. And I remember being aware that something inside of me said, stop being scared of it because it's growing. So I released the fear that I was holding inside of me. And the monster got smaller. And once I figured that out, the monster disappeared. So now, that's when I entered the other room with the nurse that was in the bathroom. I don't want to say I entered, I appeared there. It's like, once the monster disappeared, I opened my eyes and I was in the bathroom with a nurse and she was doing work. She had a small table in front of her and she was doing work. And I was on the toilet peeing and I stood up to wipe myself, and to me, her being in the bathroom felt normal. She was an older black woman, glasses on, and automatically I just knew she was a nurse in the hospital. And I stood up and wiped myself, and I had a lot of tissue wiping myself, and out of nowhere, the door opened and a bunch of doctors and nurses rushed in. To me, the way they rushed in was in a happy way, like if the bathroom was a break room for them to chit chat about whatever was going on in the hospital, then that's the type of energy they had. They came in and they was saying hi to the nurse that was in here, and I stopped and I was stuck. I was like because I'm wiping myself, and they stopped and they looked at me the same way, and then they looked down and see that I was wiping myself, so I automatically sat down on the toilet with tissue between my legs. Everybody just bust out started laughing. The regression part kicked in because in this part, I want to say I popped into a scene while I was in a mall. It was like a shopping area and it was inside. I want to say the closest thing I can relate it to is it being inside of a mall. But the only thing is the structure and the setting was old. So automatically something downloaded inside of me and I felt like I was somewhere in the 1900s. It was way, way, way before my time. And what confirmed it is that as I was walking, I seen a white man and he had on clothes. He had on clothes that they don't wear now. They was he had on a plaid. It wasn't a plaid, it was a button-up shirt with brown overalls. And the way his hairstyle was, and the way the mall looked, it looked like I entered a world, I want to say, like I said, the 1960s or somewhere like that. Somewhere it was just, and automatically I was just I automatically knew that this is where the lucid dream part kicked in because I automatically knew that wasn't that it wasn't 2024. I was like, wait, why does this look like the olden days? And in my peripheral, me and this little girl locked eyes. It was a black little girl. She had a dress on. I promise you I could draw it. If I was able to draw it on a piece of paper, I would. But she had a bang out hair and a bow. And she had a white shirt on, probably a yellow cardigan, and a dress. And she stared at me and I stared at her. Like when I realized that I was in olden days, that's when I caught her staring at me and I stared at her. Then boom, I popped into another dream. In this next part of the dream, I popped up. This is also part of the past life regression / lucid dream. This is the second part of it. I popped into a dream and it was a guy in my face. And he looked like he was trying to have sex, I'm not gonna lie. But his features looked like it was in the olden days. And automatically when I see him reaching to kiss me, I backed up. And he was like, forget you too then. Like, that's the energy he gave. And I want to say that he looked like he was playing the game on TV. But like I said, I didn't see the remote in his hand. It was just like a knowing. He was staring at the TV. The TV was playing. And I started looking at his head. And I remember his hair being PC. He had like a PC head. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, I started looking around. I started seeing like the interior of the house and how it was set up. I'm like, I'm still stuck in the olden days and I was getting really sad. So I decided to ask him. I said, what year is it? He was like, he never looked at me. He was still watching the TV. So I said, what year is it? And he said, oh, I want to say he said 19. I said, it's 2024. He said, like he was still looking at the TV, mind you, but he looked like, wait, that's a far, far away. He said, that's far in the future. He said, this is a 1960. I can't remember 1960 or 1916. Then I said, I'm saying to myself, like I knew I was stuck in the olden days. Then automatically, I just felt sad. I was like, how do I wake up? How do I wake up from this dream? And then his mom, what I want to say is his mom, she called him. See, in a dream, you don't know who people is. You just get it telepathically. You telepathically understand. It's like a download you get where you just know who people are. And I heard someone called out his name and called for him. He popped up. I just seen a butterfly. And he popped up and okay, so this is the weird part. So when his mom called him, he popped up and he pulled the girl I seen. I want to say the girl I seen in the other part. When me and her locked eyes, he pulled her out the closet. She was wrapped up in he had rope around her body and he had tape on her mouth. And he pulled her inside to wherever his mom was calling from. He pushed her. And I remember just seeing it. Not really judging it, but just being aware. And then poof, I popped into another scene with the same guy. I want to say it was the same guy. And yeah, I want to say it was the same guy. And me and him, from my knowledge, like I said, people don't explain what's going on. You just know. It's like you get a download of what's going on. Automatically, I just knew. That's enough of that. Automatically, I just was working together. We was somewhere and there was a lot of people. And it was mostly men. And me and him, to my knowledge, was working together, and I had a water bottle. The way the water bottle looked is kinda like a water bottle you would a rabbit or a guinea pig would drink out of. It was weird, and he was pouring water inside of it, and I was holding it, and then he closed it, and some guy came to me and him and said, "What is that you guys have in your hand? Like, I never seen that before." And I remember feeling like, why? How do I wake up? How do I wake up? And then out of nowhere, I just popped up because I fell asleep with my earpiece in. And it died. So I woke up. This is my water. That was great. Anyway, yeah, I popped up and I was in shock that I was in a different time zone. So it was so crazy to me. I was scared about that because I thought I was trapped in that time zone. And as soon as I got like really sad, because I was sad when I popped into the dream with the guy and he was trying to kiss on me and stuff like that, and I realized I was in a different time zone, that I was sad. But I really got sad once I kept jumping into other dreams with the same guy, because the thing about it is, I seen him pull a girl out the closet with tape on her mouth, and then automatically, before he pulled the girl out of the closet, I already got energy of him being bad. So, okay, after he tried to kiss me, and then he sucked his teeth and he started watching TV, something told me that I could feel his energy, that it was a negative energy. So when I asked him what year we was in, I was kind of scared to ask him that because I already read his energy. So now when his mom called him, and before he went to answer his mom, he went in the closet and pulled the girl out. And she looked like she was on a lever. I can't explain it. Not a lever, but a dolly. He had her taped to a dolly. It was so weird. And the girl looked like the girl that was in the mall. So now, once I wake up in real life, I'm looking up 1960. Oh, maybe it was a part of a murder, but automatically I realized it was a part of my past, something that I need to heal from. I'm happy that I went in that dream. To be honest, I'm spiritual anyway, and I know that where the world is going, you gotta start healing, so you can make it to New Earth. And so I'm happy that happened, because it's like things coming up, and it's like sources showing me certain things. God is for those of you who know that it has God, energy has God. So it's God is showing me certain things in my life right now. I continue to super interesting. I think next time if I have a dream like that, I'll be more aware because I already experienced experienced it, so I'll be more like confident in the dream. But that was weird because something with that girl is tied to my past. I don't know if I'm the girl, or I don't know if I witnessed something about in my past life. And why does that guy keep popping up in my dream? It's a guy. He popped up twice in the dream that I had. And I'm like, that's how you know. That's how you know, because a regular dream, you see random people or random things, but the same person popping up, him and her, they both popped up in both parts of my dream. And I don't know. I'm gonna find out some information. I was looking up information. 1960s, because I was thinking it's either 1960 or 1916. And I realized when I went looking to see how people dressed back then, it definitely was the 1960s. But I don't know until I have more dreams and get more connected to what happened in that dream. I'm really stuck because I don't really know what to look up. I've seen females that look similar to the girls that I've seen in my dreams, but who's to say? I don't know. But yeah, that's the story of my past life regression / lucid dream.